Hey there, I'm Tucker and you're watching D&D Daily. Today we're going to be talking about the Yang without his Yin, the Balance Seeker. If you want to play the Balance Seeker, you're going to need to be an Oath of Devotion with Khenra as your race from Plane Shift. The Balance Seeker was born a Khenra twin. His twin was black like a normal Khenra, but with piercing white eyes, while the Balance Seeker was born albino with only deep black eyes. Because of their unusual nature, these yin-yang twins were raised as leaders of this Khenra village. One day this village was approached by a band of refugees. They came into the town and they wanted the Khenra's assistance to help in a rebellion that was going on in their home city. These two twins were at an impasse. The Balance Seeker wanted to go and help, and his twin did not want to go and help. He wanted to stay out of the conflict. There was not much of a choice, and the Khenra were ready to expel these refugees to tell them to go and solve their own problems, until one of these refugees killed the Balance Seeker's Khenra twin. This caused immediate imbalance in this village. The Balance Seeker decided to punish this one assassin, but go and help these villagers. He decided that what had been done in his village, he didn't want to happen anywhere else. He didn't want this devastation to spread, so he went to go and help solve this conflict that these people had brought to his doorstep. The Balance Seeker's goal in life is to find the balance in all things. Solving this conflict is just one step in his mind towards his ultimate goal. In combat, the Balance Seeker is a heavily armored tank that can deal out massive melee damage at reach. He uses a glaive. When he can, he'll take great weapon fighting and polearm mastery feats. When paired with his sacred weapon, Channel Divinity, which lets him add his charisma modifier to his attack rolls, great weapon fighting allows him to do a lot more damage by giving him the chance to subtract 5 from your attack and add 10 to your damage rolls. Polearm Master on top of this gives him extra opportunities to do his damage, as well with both his reaction when somebody enters his reach and his bonus action to use Pommel Strike. This extra damage along with his Divine Schmites is going to turn him into a terrifying melee combatant, dealing out massive damage. The drawback is that his sacred weapon takes an action to set up and only lasts a minute. So for many fights you will want to set it up beforehand, but be sure to set it up only when you know combat is about to break out, because it doesn't last long and you only get one use a day. And as he is tanking this damage and soaking up a lot of hits up on the front lines of combat, he does have his Lay on Hands feature, allowing him to drop being big healing on himself in a pinch. He also has a lot of aura buffs. Aura of Devotion, you can't be charmed when you're around him, and Aura of Protection, which gives everyone within a 10-foot radius of him +3 to all saving throws. In addition to spells like Bless and Aids, he gives a big buff to all of his teammates. Out of combat, the Balance Seeker is strong, and he can do the strong things. He can also be the face of the party in a pinch. He doesn't have maxed out charisma, but he does have decent charisma, so he's still going to be doing pretty well in those situations. The key mechanics of the Balance Seeker is that your main stat is going to be strength, and then followed by charisma and then constitution. Keep in mind you'll need at least a 15 in strength to wear your heavy armor, so that is going to be a priority. With the Khenra twins feature, because the Balance Seeker's twin is dead, he cannot be frightened. So this is going to come into play not a ton, but when it does, it will be very important. So keep that in mind. The fighting style we're going to take for the Balance Seeker is going to be great weapon fightings to get a little bit extra damage on our attacks. The weaknesses of the Balance Seeker start out that he is not going to be doing very good in long range combat. The best he's got is javelins, which can only really go out to 60 feet, so not that great. Dex, Intelligence, and Wisdom are also going to be not that great. His Aura of Protection feature helps mitigate this a little bit by giving him a +3 to all saving throws. However, he's still going to suffer on skill checks, and these saving throws are only going to be partially mitigated. As an NPC, I would put him and his twin, who wouldn't be dead anymore, as the leaders of a Khenra kingdom. They would be used to be shown as balance in this kingdom. I might use him and his twin separately as small forces of yin and yang. One is focused on order and the other on chaos, and they are in opposition. The party might pick one or the other to support. Or he would definitely be used as a combat encounter, either working with the party or against the party on whichever side was restoring balance. I think the key note to hit with this guy is a massive melee damage dealer with a unique, unwavering philosophy that balance is paramount above all else. How would you use the Balance Seeker in one of your games? What would you do to make him better or to make him more unique? We are D&D Daily. We release new content every day all about D&D, so if that's interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you tomorrow.